Ooh, fresh pavement. Let's do a 0 to 60.
Hello, this is Aaron from AaronOnAutos.com, and today we're doing our shaky cam interior review inside a 2018 Subaru Outback. This is a great vehicle, good family vehicle. Took it camping over the weekend with the kids. Just really enjoy the Outback. Subaru makes good vehicles. That's all there is to it. The Outback does have some limitations. It also has a lot of strengths. And in this package in particular, which is the touring package for the Outback, it has pretty much every bell and whistle available. So over here, we'll just start out like we usually do. I'll try not to wax eloquent about the leather and the wood, even though I really want to. So over here, we're looking at the window controls. Here's your locks, and here's the mirror, side mirrors there. Over here, you have a couple of things. Let me see if I can get it close enough you can see the labels. So that's the rear hatch, opens it, closes it. Over here is the rear hatch memory setting. So you can push that and then stop the hatch and set that as a memory point. So you don't want it to go higher than that, whatever. Down here is traction control, and then all the nannies. So you have blind spot management, you have lane departures, and you have crash mitigation. Or crash, what's it called when they just warn you? Yeah, collision warning. That's what I'm trying to think of. And then up here is the dimmer. Over here on the steering wheel, I will say that Subaru steering wheel controls are getting more complicated. There are a few things I'm sure they could do to clean that up a little bit, and I bet you we'll see it down the line eventually, especially since I know that the Subaru rep Dominic is a big fan of my channel. Okay, he's not, but it sounds cool to say that, right? Makes me sound important. Yeah. All right, so over here you have your usual controls. So this controls the stereo, this controls the volume. Over here is your source, so you can switch between, say, radio and media off of a device. This is the voice control for the Subaru Infotainment. I kind of like their voice control. It's improved a lot in the last handful of years. The last 2 or 3 years, it's really improved. Used to be terrible. Now it's pretty good. Down here, you have your telematics. Everybody knows that's my favorite word. Telematics for your telephone. Under here, you have this, which actually controls the driver information screen. On some models of Subaru, especially older ones, it controls the third screen, but in this particular model, it is controlling that driver information screen right there. I just called it a discreen. Yeah, sounds French, right? Over here you have the cruise control. This has adaptive cruise equipped here. So this sets your distance further away. This sets your distance closer. A little time to get used to that, because in most vehicles you just page through the options. I do like the ability to quickly go back or forward to adjust. So, you know, if traffic's getting a little crazy, you can pull the distance a little bit so that people cutting you off don't cause the car to jerk. This turns cruise control on and off. This is, again, lane keeping, but this, I believe this one is the one that controls the lane keeping assist, whereas the other one controls just the lane departure warnings. And your cruise goes up and down here, so you reset it up, set it going down, and faster and slower. Under here is a steering wheel heat. This is a terrible spot for this, just FYI. It could be put in a button somewhere or something, but down here is just kind of a bad spot. I tend to hit it a lot because I'll grab the wheel and I'll just brush it with my fingers, turn on the heat. Or I haven't hit it with my knee yet, so it's not like the cruise control dongle in the older Toyotas, but still, it's just I don't like that location. It's just bad. So there you go. That's my 2 cents. You have NASCAR style paddle shifting going on. Over here you have your washer wipers. This controls the rear by twisting, speed like on that one. Over here you have your lighting. See if I can, there you go. And then there's the fog lamp, so you can see the fog lamp there, back and forth for brights, etc. That should be pretty straightforward. Looking at the instrument cluster, these are deep bezels. Subaru really likes that because they like to try to keep it from glaring. It looks like there's glare right there, but you can see with the glare, you can still clearly see the numbers. That's kind of a Subaru hallmark. It's a good thing. Even when there is glare on these instruments, you can still see them. So over there's your tachometer, over here's your speedometer, down there's the fuel, over there's the engine heat, and this driver information screen can change according to what you're doing. You can see right now in the middle, that's the lane keeping assist and so on. That's what you're looking at most of the time, and if you turn on cruise control and that sort of thing, that's what shows up in there. Down here, this doesn't ever change. It shows your gear and your mileage and so forth. Up here, this can swap around. And in fact, this whole section where my finger's covering can change around. Right now, you can just see what my real-time MPGs and that I'm not moving. But that's what I've been leaving it on most of the time, because for everyday driving, that's pretty much the most useful setting right there. Over here, you have your Dukes lights up there. You have some vents. This is the newer Subaru Infotainment screen. It's faster. It's generally easier. There are some things that annoy me. It had a terrible time trying to connect Bluetooth with my phone. It was just kind of off and on. As far as phone calls and stuff, it was great. But trying to connect media and stuff like that, it just kept crapping out. It would disconnect. It would claim that it was only connected by calls, even though my phone would say both. It was just really a real annoyance. And I rarely have that problem, so I don't think it's my phone. It's got to be the car. I have had that issue in previous Subarus. So just FYI, for those who want to know, yes, I have an Android device. No, it is not 100 years old. Over here you have the quick screens. These are pretty straightforward. That's the home screen, which looks like that. It's almost all of your apps as well, FYI. And you can see there's 3 screens across there. Apps goes to almost the same screen, but it's more specific to actual apps. If you have the Subaru Starlink app, it'd be right there. So if you have that enabled, Pandora, AHA, etc. Over here's the navigation map, which shows you, well, navigation. And over here is the radio and back and forth really quick buttons. Down here is climate. So pretty straightforward, actually. This is a dual zone system. You push auto and it will just turn on with a preset. You can set the temperature with the dial, or you can manually do it however you want. These are the defrost buttons here. Rear defrost automatically turns on mirror defrost in this particular package. Button warmers are right here. No seat cooling, we'll point that out. Down here, this is a nice little stash spot. You can throw your phone and stuff in there. There's an aux, a USB, and a 12 volt. Excuse me. It's nicely rubberized. Things don't slide around. This is a good spot. I like it. This is a spot to throw spare coins and whatever, because I don't know of anybody who has a phone small enough to fit in there. It's 4 fingers wide, which my phone would fit in if it didn't have a case. But if it didn't have a case, it would be sliding all over the place, because that's just hard plastic. So more like coins and maybe keys or something get thrown in there. Over here's your shifter, pretty straightforward. Down here is your park brake. It's electronic park brake. You do have hill descent. You can see that. Here's your drink holders. Ka-chong. These are good American size holders. You can put some big beverages in there. Now I want to point some things out. So you see this leather, beautiful color. I love this color. It's kind of a mocha, I guess. Maybe you can use I don't know, maybe there's like a coffee sounding name for it. I have no idea what the color is called. But this faux leather is really, really nice. I love this mahogany look stuff. Wood they've got here with the brushed nickel. Just a really good look and a great combination of things. The back seat is very good. We had 3 kids across, plus all of our camping gear stuffed in the very back. That was awesome. You can get a lot of stuff in that cargo space, I'll tell you that. And if I remember, I'll clip in here and show you a photo of all the stuff we got back there. But comfortable back seats, very well done. Climate control in the back is a little iffy. There are vents back there, but they're controlled up here by what you have your temperature set, and they are not what I would say I wouldn't call them the most efficient. I think they're a little small to be trying to cool off that big of an area, but otherwise Really like this, really like the back, really like the front, like driving this Subaru. This is just a great vehicle. Subaru's done a really good job. This vehicle sells really well, and there's a reason for that. So that's about all I've got for you. There are some other doodads in here. It's got a sunroof and whatnot, but you know, those are pretty much the same no matter where you look. So that's what I've got. This has been Aaron from AaronOnAutos.com inside the 2018 Subaru Outback in the touring trim. Top level, good as it gets. So that's what I've got. I'll talk to you again soon.